So I don't know if you can see the mess we have here. I had an electric hot water heater hooked up that rusted out about a month and a half ago, and there's my wintertime oil-fired hot water heater that rusted out just yesterday. I have hard water. Anything metal, it rusted out within 5 years or so. It springs a leak and it leaks everywhere. That's what we have. We want high water. So here is our new hot water heater that was under warranty from Lowe's. And this is the exact same one that was there. And you can see all I did was cut the connections. This was the hot water out and the cold water in. And I took the electric off right here. You can see it right there. Also, you want to make sure we had our power turned off to the electric for the hot water heater. Otherwise you can shock the hell out of yourself and possibly kill yourself. So you want to make sure the electric is off or have a trained professional do it. And we're going to connect the hot water heater to the old connection. It's actually pretty simple for the most part, but here we go. Let's unbox. Go ahead, unbox. Okay, here we have the unboxed hot water heater. You can see here is the top element, the lower element, the drain, and we have our electrical connection, red, black, and ground. Connect those. Again, check your electricity to make sure it's off. We have our cold water in, hot water out, our directions. And I have my receipt in my wallet, and what I'll do is put my receipt in that bag and duct tape it to the side so when this thing breaks again or rusts through, I'll know when I got it, and it doesn't really matter. I didn't have the last one. It says, if you have a problem, blah, 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 call this number, and they replace it. Walker, you want to show us how light this thing is and lift it up there? There you go, almost got it. Just a little bit more, tilt a little more. Go, 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 walk forward, walk forward, walk forward. You got it.
Just a little crap.
Nice. Good job, son. So we have it almost in place. This is the exact same model, so it's going to be super easy and everything's going to line up. We have our old pipes right here, right there and there. Just got to line those up with these two new pipes and the electricity. Again, just for clarification, I am not a plumber or an electrician, so I am not a professional. I'm just a hairy homeowner. So always, always, always be safe and call a professional if you need to, but it is possible to do this yourself if you do a little research and be careful. Yeah, a little blood there. If that's the worst that happens, it's going to be a good install. Make sure your electricity is off, going to that line down there. And okay, here we got the unit up on some bricks. This is completely unprofessional, but it works for what we're doing.
Very professional.
Yeah, it's completely professional. Now we got all our things here. We got our electricity in front. I think I got our pipes where they're going to go lined up fairly well. And let's go from here. So next, I bought some fittings. This is the 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch FNPT female adapter that will fit on top of the tank that allow a pipe to be glued into it. 3/4 inch CPVC, 3/4 inch CPVC connector fittings. So yeah, you see the threaded female end there. We'll go on top of the threaded male end. Don't forget to take your end caps off. They got these plugs on there. That would break my fingernail. Typically you'd use a 5-in-1 or any type of ply thing just to get it started, and you got it off. There we go, that's off. So essentially these things would go in here like this after you put some thread tape on there for a good seal. They'll screw on. Allows you to put an extension on this pipe and glue it into here. But first, we'll put our Blue Monster PTFE thread tape. Put this thread tape on. You want to do it in you want to thread it on in a clockwise direction, the righty-tighty direction that you're going to tighten it down on, so that it helps give it a good proper seal, because you're turning it in the same direction that the tape is put on there with. I circle it maybe 3 times. If you do it too many, it'll be hard to thread it on. Do it too little, it won't get a good seal, and it could leak. Do it like that. So we start to thread this on. Being careful not to cross thread it, and then we get our threads lined up. Very good. There we go. Let's do the next one. These plugs we do not need anymore, so I'm gonna toss them. All these fittings in the tank were purchased from Lowe's Home Improvement Center. You can find it at Lowe's, Home Depot, even your hardware stores.
I feel like the only really two.
Yeah, and I'm going to give it a hand tight and just maybe a little quarter turn with the wrench just to make sure it is a little more than hand tight. You don't want to cinch it down too much. I mean, yeah, that's fine right there. Hand tight. So I've hand tightened it all the way that my hand could tighten it, and I'm going to put a little quarter turner on with the wrench on it just to make sure it's tight enough, but you don't want to cinch it down as hard as possible. That one's good, okay. Gluing the pipe, so we have to use primer when gluing the pipe, so I'm going to prime these while they're here. Just put a little primer on it because that's going to fit in there. Put a little primer on that one. Just a little swab. And I'm going to measure the length I need here because next I will be using this thing's a 3/4 inch CPVC. So we have to cut it using our pipe cutting tool.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah. So you're going to use that. You're going to connect this on one end, and that'll connect to there where I cut it off. Do the same there. And the bottom of this will fit right into there. So meanwhile, I'll actually prime these. I need two fittings, so I'll prime two fittings. Primer's back down here. Primer doesn't take long to dry, but nice to do it ahead of time anyway. Prime.
Primer, the purple stuff.
Yeah, primer is the purple stuff. It just helps make sure that there's a good bond for the glue from pipe to pipe.
You see the purple stuff? Can you see the purple stuff?
Purple stuff.
It's all blurry.
Okay.
Is that focus?
See it now?
Oh, that.
Purple stuff?
Yeah, it's purple stuff.
Okay, it's purple stuff.
Still out of focus, but oh well.
Okay.
They can see the purple.
Yes. We're gonna do a cut even. Let's get into the light here where you can see. You open this up. It's a little sharp, not that sharp, but it's the edge sharp enough to cut the pipe. So what you do is you tighten it. You do a turn, tighten it, do a turn. Essentially, you do a turn and you do a turn. Turn here, turn here. Turn here, turn here. There we go. We are through.
You did it.
Need to put primer on this end. So I have my spot marked. I'm going to cut it right around here. See how it does. So this is probably a lot closer to the fitting that we need. And while that primer is drying, I'll measure and cut this other piece.
Yep.
Probably good.
Famous last words.
Who knows? I'm not a professional, so. Priming action. And if there's any professionals out there, please write in the comments below how bad I'm doing a job, how bad I'm doing this, how wrong I'm doing this, because I'm not a professional. I'll say that again, I am not a professional, just Harry homeowner. So please tell me anything I'm doing wrong. Correct me. Constructive criticism or just blatant, scathing, evil, hurtful criticism works too. You decide.
Yeah, just roast them.
Yeah, roast me good. Give me the evil, scathing criticism. You bloomin' idiot. What are you doing? You're gonna kill everybody the way you're doing it that way. What on earth?
I got the piping on the hot water is going to kill anyone. It's this part.
I've seen kindergartners do a better job.
It's this part right here that's dangerous.
Yeah, the electric's going to kill you. What's going to kill you. The rest of it's, you're just going to lose money if you screw it up too bad.
Then again, that can kill you.
What's that?
Lack of money.
Yes, it can. But if you live in a country where you have electric hot water heaters, chances are lack of money is not going to kill you because you live in some of the wealthiest areas of the world. You're the top 1% that can afford things like instant hot water and air conditioning and whatnot. But we're here in the West. We are wealthy beyond all dreams, even though some people think they have it bad. Just put the glue on, shove that into the thing, let it sit a minute. That's our first fitting.
The cardboard just shifted. I don't know, maybe the microphone picked it up, maybe it didn't. Never know.
I think next I'll do this one. I guess that's the right thing to do, I don't know. The glue in there. Give it a little turn as you put it on. There we go. Yeah. So that's in place. Now I'm going to glue this and try to put it in place.
Stepped on a nail earlier, but it's probably fine.
What could possibly go wrong? Mount Rinjani's easy.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, it's warm.
Here we go. I'm going to put this in place. There we go.
It's real good.
I'm going to hold it for a few seconds because this tends to fight you and want to push back out.
But if you do anything bad, people don't really care about it because you're famous. Actually, just saying that, I will probably have an assassination hit out on me with the release date of this video.
Mr. Beast going to get you?
Not Mr. Beast. Just
Twist it up in place. We're going to do the bottom piece while we're here. Put that down in there. There we go. Yeah, nice in place.
so a little bit more glue on now.
Okay, now we're going to let that sit for quite some time, maybe an hour, before we turn the water on. Next, we're going to work on the electricity. I have already checked the electricity connection. The breaker is off, and I used my tester, and this is dead. So we have our black wire. I just want to get our fitting good up in there. Take this cover off, and then we'll fit the wire up and through there. Again, always make sure your electricity is off, which I have done. Let's not lose these screws. Put them right there. So we're gonna hook black to black. And I know the bare one is the ground. You can see your ground nut down in there, in which.
Let's see.
You see it? Okay. Actually, I need a Phillips head screwdriver, which I do not have down here. Now, for electrical, because it is so important, because this can kill you. Electrical tester here. Just test to see if there's current in the line. You touch it here, nothing, 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 nothing. To show you, this is a hot line right here. This is actually the line to the well. See, that one is hot, but we're not working with that one right now, so that's fine that it's hot. And this is not. Just a good way to test something. If you think you got the breaker off and you're not sure about what breaker controls which line, you can finalize, test it with that just to be sure on the safe side. And I've secured all this, the ground wire, the red, the black. And we're gonna put it down in here, fold it down in here. I can slide down there. That's not even properly on there, but oh well. Okay, close enough for now. Close enough for the video. We'll tighten it all up when We get time. Next, once you're satisfied that the glue has dried, you don't want to turn the electric on until you get this tank full of water, because if you turn it on, it turns those heating elements on, and if they're not submerged in water, they'll burn up fairly quickly. But they will burn up if they're not submerged in water and they're just heating up in the air. So it's very important to turn your water on, let the tank fill, go into your house, open the faucet so you get all the air out and get it just full of water and tight with water, so there's no air pockets, or you can just ensure that your elements will not burn up right away. Also, I still have to hook this pipe. We will save it for a different video or just not put it in the video. This hook's here. This is it's a pressure relief valve, that's what it is. So if something went wrong and it kept heating up, this thing could turn into a bomb, but this is pressure relief, so once it gets past a certain temperature, it will release pressure out here, so better to shoot water onto the ground like this than to have this thing explode in any form or fashion. I think we'll go get a drink. We'll wait a while for this glue to set. So funny.
Get a drink.
Get a drink. We're gonna have a bottle of pop, a water.
Where are we gonna get the water?
Or a beer. I got bottled water upstairs. And the cold water still works because this is the hot water.
Okay.
We don't have hot water right now, but as soon as we turn this on and get it going, we'll have hot water once it heats it up. Yeah, so there you go. Water heater installed. Okay, here we are with the electric hot water heater. Our glue has been setting up for a good solid hour now. Turn the water on and let the thing fill up to all the way before you turn the electric back on, because if you turn the electric on, if the elements are not submerged in the water, they will burn up and be no good. So first, this is our hot water out. We're going to open that just so it can vent. And then we will turn our cold water on to fill the tank up. Oh, wow. There we go. Look at it go. That's my well filter. Also, what's that?
Said it fills up nice and quickly, it sounds like. Right.
It'll take a little bit, but also note I have opened the hot water valve in the sink upstairs just so it can vent, and because if this is closed off or the vents are, or if there's no hot water faucet open, the cold water will go in, but eventually it'll fill up with air or just get airlocked. Yeah. So as long as it's got someplace to go, it'll fill up, all the air will get out, and you can safely turn the electric on once it's full. Just gonna blow the air out of the line. That one is. Just getting all the air out. There you have it. Once this is full, we'll turn the electric on, wait for a while, and we'll have hot water. And again, I am not a professional. I'm Harry Homeowner. I'm not a plumber. I'm not an electrician. But some of these things are fairly simple to do. And if I'm doing something wrong, if I'm doing anything wrong, I want your most awful, scathing comments to tell me how wrong I'm doing it. Give me your best. Stop being so close. Brother,
No, it's brother,
Brother,
What is that? What is that, brother?
What is it?
I don't know.
Brother,
Just a meme.
Okay.
Meme.
Another thing we're gonna do is your temperature gauges are set behind here. So before you turn your power onto it, check to see what temperature they're set at. That's a lot of insulation. A lot of insulation. Just keeps help.
The electronics safe.
Yeah. Peel that up out of the way. Well, it's not even electronic safe. It helps keep the hot water hot. So when it heats it up, that it retains the heat. Mm-hmm. This thing is currently set to somewhere just below 125 degrees. I think that is like a recommended setting, I guess. Yeah, I think generally they set them around 120 degrees. So this is probably 120 degrees. Yeah. Yeah, so just below 125. It's probably at about 120.
What's the bottom panel?
Let's look. There's two heating elements. This is one heating element set at 120 degrees. Check the bottom one. It's probably set where it needs to be. Set about the same, yep. So my breaker is over here. And as I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I'll put the mic close to it. There's the breaker for the hot water heater. And you'll hear the elements start sizzling.
Yeah.
Yep. The elements are warming up.
Well, it's picking up audio, so.
I don't know if you're able to hear it on the video. The camera shows it's picking up audio, but it's just a light bubbling, I don't know, sizzle bubble noise within the side of the tank. Not very loud, but definitely something's going on, like it's heating up. And that's how you hook up a new hot water heater. Again, completely unprofessional. Give me your worst comments about how bad a job I did or how wrong I did things. Turn it off.